God, today really is all over the map, literally. Welcome back. Time for another TimeGuessr daily. I've heard that today's is quite hard, so I'm just going to raw dog it today, no timer, and just, see how well we can do here. So, okay, immediately we look like we're in somewhere Chinese speaking. Oh, look, Taiwan, beware. So is this going to be a protest in Taiwan, or is this a protest about Taiwan, but like in mainland China? I don't know the significance of I guess because it's saying Taiwan beware, the inference there is that we're not. I think, look, we've got some place names here, so maybe let's start with those. Shungwan, peace, freedom, democracy. Okay. I'm thinking big protests in China very often, recently, they tend to have been happening in Hong Kong. I wonder whether this is people in Hong Kong saying, hey, Taiwan, watch out, you're next. Let's see whether we can find a place called... Oh, look, Kowloon, right, okay, so we are in somewhere in Hong Kong. So we've got a road number 4. 1, 2, 4. Right, here's the 4. Where's Shungwan? Kowloon. Right, I don't know if we're going to be able to find the exact point on this road. It's obviously reasonably built up, so it may be that we're on... is this the 4 as well, this section in the middle? I don't think it is, actually. I think the 4 cuts under here, yes. So we're at a point on the 4 where it's above ground. Let's just check a few reasonably realistic looking spots. We want to see a reasonably substantial, what looks like a pedestrianised bridge going over the road. Oh, and it's at a junction with a place called that's Cotton Tree Drive. That's going to be our best bet, isn't it? I'll have a quick scan. I can always cut this out so you don't have to watch me doing the boring parts. We found Shungwan and Central, so I think we must be further out this side. Right, I have to admit, I'm not seeing Cotton Tree Drive as a junction off the 4. So I think we'll probably just have to... this bridge over the top looks pretty findable, doesn't it? I feel like, given that I'm not rushing today, I may as well take the time to find it, but I'm not seeing it, to be honest. Oh, unless it's here. Maybe it's this thing. This is the closest thing I think I've found. Doesn't look quite right. Could it be this thing here? I think this looks like our best bet. It doesn't quite look like the right configuration of road layouts, to be honest. Look, I don't think we're going to find this, so I'm just going to plonk it down right here on the 4. Are we relatively close to downtown? I think we are this side, because we've got, Central... And we saw Shungwan sort of in here somewhere. Or maybe that... Is that... No, we must be further out than Shungwan and Central, so I think we must be maybe somewhere like here. Not sure. Okay, well, look, I think that's the best we're going to get. In terms of when this is, these big protests, they were sort of around just prior to the pandemic, right? I think this is 2019. I know there were big protests in Hong Kong in 2019 because I was there in January 2020, and I feel like it had been very recent. Whether or not that's exactly what these protests are, I'm not sure. 2019, I think that's my guess. Let's go. Oh, my word. Ages ago. And it's the other side of downtown. Okay, so we docked several points in both directions there. I wonder if... Did I just completely... Oh, yeah, because the 4 is... I wasn't even looking on this bit of road. I didn't think that was the 4. Huh. All right, how weird. Okay, maybe the 4 splits, I guess, maybe? Depending on which direction you're going. Not sure. All right. Yeah, that year was difficult. I don't remember the 2014 protests, but I mean, I know there have been... There's a long history of protests in Hong Kong. Right. Work tags. This looks like German. Samstag. Yeah. 3 Stunden the tags. That's a very, in my view, a kind of 1990s looking car. This bloke's having a lovely time on the roof of his car. Let's plonk this in the sort of late 90s. I think that feels about right, looking at the... I don't know, there's black door handles though. Yeah, something like that. Going to be tough to identify what city this is. Could be Berlin. Doesn't look unlike Berlin, although this might be a more kind of southern German style building. We've got some half timber here and there. So I think that's pointing me towards further south. In terms of how far south, I'm not sure. It could even not be Germany. This could be Austria. We can't see any number plates. Very little to go off here. Yeah, not sure. I think I'll just place it sort of around between kind of, in the kind of Bavarian area. Let's sort of go somewhere like here. Obviously, that's not going to be bang on, but I'm slightly hedging. Oh, it was actually quite a lot earlier. And it was quite far north. Gosh, what city was that? Oh, in Hanover. Okay, I've not been to Hanover. Okay. Gosh, really, that's 1992, that car, is it? Wow. Fair enough. All right. Yeah, not going really well today, but, let's keep going. That, as a president, I'm so bad at getting the presidents right. I'm fairly sure that's Nixon. It's quite possible it's not, and it's somebody else, but I'm pretty sure that's Nixon. Nixon became president in around about sort of 1970 odd. This is pre-presidential. I would say probably quite significantly pre-presidential. So I'm going to say this is sometime in the early to mid 60s. He's obviously, it's unlikely to be 1963. Everyone looks very happy. Can we see what any of this sign says? Something school. I can't read whatever any of that stuff says. Fairly hilly. Could be parts, it could be sort of, there's parts of California that look like that. We're obviously, the chances are we're going to be somewhere in the west of the US, because all this stuff is extremely flat. It's sunny, but people are wearing like jackets. It's quite difficult to date this one. I wonder how close this is to his presidency. He does look at once quite young, but also not very young. Maybe let's nudge it forward a bit. Maybe let's say this is like more the time when he's starting to kind of campaign for presidency. So around about, I don't know when the elections were. Am I going to bother figuring it out? Sure, why not? All right, 68 it is. I'm seeing if I can identify whether there's like a state or a town, recognizable town name here. Or like the significance of these 3 striped flags, or the significance of this crest. Is that a kind of presidential seal type thing? Does that give us a clue that this might be is there any significance to this crest? It looks like they're building it. So is there... The next question is, where's Nixon from? Because would he go like somewhere where he's kind of from to kind of name a school after himself or something? Not sure. I think we might just have to go slap bang in the middle here somewhere, and just hope that, or maybe we go slap bang in the middle of the kind of more, textured terrain over here somewhere. I'm sure this word, if we could see round the hands, would tell us quite a bit. And I'm sure, for those in the know, I'm sure this flag is telling them something, but it's not telling me anything, sadly. So I'm just going to go on the fact that they don't seem to be too hot wearing kind of suits in the sun. So I don't think they're going to be in like California or the desert. So maybe let's plonk them kind of somewhere in the sort of Colorado, Utah borders. That's going to be my guess. 1968. God, today really is all over the map, literally. So he's not in America, and it was 10 years prior, so he was younger than the presidency. They're waving American flags because he's an American dude in Ecuador. If you manage to get Ecuador, let me know. That is very impressive. Vice President Richard Nixon. Oh, so was he vice pres in the 50s? It's going to be a low-scoring day today. This looks not unlike... Oh, wait. I think I know where this is. This is Bern, I think. Is this stuff going to be in... Oh, no, it's not. We're in Krakow. That looks a lot like a tower in Bern. Maybe I'll flash it up so you can compare and contrast. It looks like the view down a particular street in Bern. But we're not. We're in Krakow. So that building should be relatively easy to find. Krakow's down here. That's going to be some kind of tower. We're going to be in the old central quarter, this bit here, I expect. Right, so there's a big square in the middle, and we have these various streets coming off. Let's see whether we can actually find... We've got a Carrefour here. This tower thing, I mean, maybe that's just going to be the best thing, is to try and look for a orange roof. Oh, we've got another potato quality satellite image. We want a square orange roof at like the end of a road with a little green flourish on top, like there. I think that's it, isn't it? So if we come down Florianska, I'm not seeing a lot of overlap in terms of what's... Oh, look, Rilko there, right. So we're down in this section. Pretty much directly outside that shop. So we're going to move out there, aren't we? Right. When is this? I mean, I suppose we could compare and contrast what shops are still there. I don't see, like, the Carrefour or any of that kind of stuff. It seems like maybe the shops have changed quite a bit. Oh, we've still got that exit escape room thing. Real life escape rooms. I mean, those are reasonably recent as things, aren't they? Low socks. So it's not Gen Zs, right? They like longer socks. So I think we're going back a few years. I think we can say we are pre-pandemic. I think this looks like around... Let's look at the shape of some of these. We're not looking at like super skinny jeans. It does feel a bit weird just going around looking at people's legs, but you know, we are where we are. Okay, I think this is going to be... I'm not really seeing any detectable technology. Can we see anything that's like being sold in any of these shops? Odd one. I think let's go for about 2018. I don't know what my logic is for that. I'm just looking at how people are dressing. It doesn't look like really hilariously outdated. Like some of this clothing looks actually quite recent. I mean, maybe it is even more recent. I mean, maybe we go sort of more recent, like here. I'm not necessarily seeing any reason not to. I'm going to bump this back to just pre-pandemic, 2019. Yes, 10,000. We needed that. After, some pretty horrifying previous rounds. Cars. Have these cars got... Yes. Tires on the back, some of them, not others. Which I think places us kind of going into the 40s, I think. I wonder if this is like welcome home signage. You know, people coming back from the war. Lots of... Is this what cars look like in the mid-40s? I don't imagine much progress was made on, you know, non-military vehicles throughout the 40s. Maybe let's just suggest that this might be a coming back from war type situation. I have so far no clue where this is. We have a cow in the street. What does that tell us? It probably tells us it's sort of Midwest, but I don't know which states are kind of like famous for kind of cow situations. I think a lot of this, like, there's like lots of wheat somewhere, isn't there? And there's lots of like, this is potatoes up here. A lot of the Midwest, I think, all around here is just wheat fields. So maybe some of the cow farming stuff is more like down here. What's the architecture like? Pretty kind of, to me this looks like kind of frontier main street, you know, which would, I don't know if that actually is exclusive to the kind of West. Difficult one. This guy is black, so I'm gonna just take that unbelievably at literal face value and suggest that maybe we're further south. Right, let's see if we can decipher any of this stuff. There's all these flags. I'm sure there's clues in these flags, but I don't know. I literally have no idea. Anything? Oh, look, Virginia. Oh, that's a good bit of information. I don't know anywhere. I don't know where we can go that's more accurate than just plonking ourselves in the middle of Virginia. We're obviously in some kind of pretty rural town, I would say. So if Virginia is that shape, I think our best, most central place is going to be to go about there. Basically on where it says Virginia. And let's hope for the best. Are we happy with 1945? I think the vehicles are believably around that era. And I think, you know, we've come up with a narrative as to why these flags are all there. So maybe we just go for it. Oh, it was pre-war. Roswell, New Mexico. Sorry, we had multiple cars saying Virginia. A cow following a man across a road in Roswell, New Mexico. I mean, again, if anybody was able to identify this as Roswell, New Mexico in 1939, fair play, and let me know, because I'm impressed. I just went the wrong side of the war, came up with this little narrative. I don't know to what extent cars visually changed between 1939 and 1945. I feel like efforts were focused elsewhere, but hey-ho. This is going to be a very bad final score. 34,000. Let's remind ourselves of this slight train wreck. Right, wrong side of Hong Kong, 5 years away, which at the time felt like a pretty bad start. But, I mean, it was really only scratching the surface, wasn't it? Wrong end of Germany. Sometimes with these things, you just regret not going bam right in the middle and just, you know, if you're not sure, just hedge and scrape a few extra points. 5 years off, yeah. That one, I don't know. Again, if anyone... I mean, there were flags there, so the clues are all there, you know, if anyone was able to spot an Ecuadorian flag in monochrome. That one, good, 10,000 points, happy with that. And then, 6 years off and so far away from Virginia. All right, well, not a good day, but I don't know, hard one. I'd love to hear how you guys all did. Let me know. And yeah, if you're not subscribed already and you enjoy watching me go through absolute turmoil trying to identify these places, then, please do subscribe. I do a new one every day. So yeah, see you next time.